What's up? Welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be discussing the nit and grit of the tips and trips in Call of Duty. Now we're going to get involved in this, and knowing everything that we're running on now it's time to perfect our game. And by the end of this video, you're going to have perfect center mass with the best aim for those shots. Period. You're gonna know how to do all of that by the end of this video. But before we can get into that, I gotta back you up a little bit and explain to you the number one thing in the game, and that is your teammates and everybody else who's playing the game. They're doing their own thing. They are chasing camos. They are just doing whatever they're doing, and a lot of these people are completely oblivious. They know they died here and you're coming from that way and they're gonna run that way. Or they know that the spawn's eventually gonna flip and they're just aiming at their spawn. They spawn in, they run 2 feet and turn around and watch it. And just wait for the spawn, right? They are completely unaware that if they cross over this threshold, that it's going to cause them to spawn from the left to the right. They're unaware of this. They don't pay attention to it by any means. Okay? You have guys who are just chasing camos to try to get the most elite camo in the game so they feel better about themselves, so they can show it off in the game and to use it against you. Yeah, you ain't good, you don't have this camo. But they still go negative. Their KD's probably a .52, right? Who knows? But either way, just because they have a camo does not make them good. Just because there's a person that's master prestige does not make them good. That's just because they just had more time to play than you, right? They just had more time to get the camos. Whoever wants camos. The point is, if you get camos, you get the camos, right? But if Call of Duty ever shuts the servers down, you have no more camos. So that was a wasted grind. And you've got to understand that people play their own game. They're going to do their own thing. And they're not going to have the knowledge that you have or the skill that you have, because moms, dads, brothers, sisters, drunkards, crackheads, they're all playing the game, right? Tweaking out, whatever, having a Tourette syndrome in the middle of it. Oh, that guy's a trash can. You don't know what's going on in their life or what type of internet they got. So you really can't call anybody a trash can because they're doing their own thing. And some people are just trying to survive the game. They're just trying to go positive, but they're not confident in themselves, or they've got really bad internet connection speeds. You don't really know what's going on the other person's end, besides the amount of toxicity that happens during the game and after the game. So that's kind of foul, but that's the way it is. So you've got to understand that people play their own game within the game itself. But then there's going to be times where you're going to get squatted up with people who have the same mentality that I have, that you probably have. That's why you're watching this, and you're going to make people rage quit. You may make the whole lobby quit out, and then 15 seconds later you got an easy win. That's because those are the same like-minded people. They know that if you stay on this side, this isn't going to happen, and that's going to happen. They're going to push A and B only, or C and B in domination, and keep them spawning at A or keep them spawning at C. Makes it for an easy game. Lots of kills. Fun games, right? But a lot of those people don't know how to do that. A lot of people just run to A, get B, then go to C, then they run back to B, run back to A, because they don't know what they're doing. They just know that, oh, we've got to get that objective. That they don't know. So anyways, now, enough of that. We're going on to the best Call of Duties to train, just to get some skill up, right? That would be Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Don't play it on the 360. Well, yes, you're going to have to play it on the 360, but don't play online. They have a mode called Combat Training, where you can level up, rank up, get attachments, unlock weapons. But the AI on there is the godliest AI in Call of Duty history. Those bots are full-blown crackheads, man. They kicked in the door, they stole some crack, jumped out a 3-story building, and they are running through the air before they hit the ground, man. Like, you're dead. they're better than the hackers themselves. So training on there, go positive on there. It's tough. The best. The people who are still playing on the 360, they need those mods. They need those. They need all those cheats. That's why they're still on there, still playing those games, because that's why they're not on Xbox One yet. So now we're gonna go into Call of Duty Ghost. You don't need to get it for the 360. You can get it for the Xbox One version of it, and you'll never play with the 360 guys. So leave those guys on the 360. They have a mode on there called Squads. It's absolutely phenomenal. You actually get to build your squad, create your player names that you want for your teammates, give them their weapons, their loadouts, everything you want them to have. And then when you hit start that match, it's going to place you against another person who created their team, and you're facing off against that team and their HQ and what they want to play. Then they also have a squad mode where it's a 1v1, where it's one human versus another human, and the players they created and what you created are going to face off in a 1v1. Absolutely phenomenal mode. Call of Duty Ghost was too advanced for what they were trying to bring into the Call of Duty. They set the motion off for what Call of Duty is today, so the game is kind of clunky. It's going to take some getting used to, but absolutely phenomenal game. Now we're going to get into the bunny hopping stuff. Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and BO3. You can't play BO3 because there's a glitch where you can go into zombies, glitch your loadout, go into multiplayer. Now you're in God mode, invisible, and blah blah blah. You're gonna get your KD crapped on. Stay away from that. Infinite Warfare is just as bad. There's really no glitching in it. It's just a bad game in general. But Advanced Warfare takes the cake for the zombies and the amount of times you can pack a punch, and just in general, the training on there for the AI is absolutely awesome. And if you are going to play online, it's legit. You don't have to worry about it. There's no cheating. It's just skill based. But the guys who are in Advanced Warfare are going to smoke your boots because they've been playing it since day one. That game is going to have to get used to it because there's wall running, bunny hopping, your Halo shooting. Overall, good trainer. And then Call of Duty World War II. This game takes the cake no matter what, because you get the most amount of bots in the matches. And when you want to play some sweaty stuff and train for search and destroy, when you want to play that one life per round, if you die, you're dead. You don't get to spawn back in. This AI will actually play. You can actually play the AI and defend the bombs, and they will attack the bombs in plant, and you will lose. Awesome. Plus, it's got the best and most graphic zombies that's been out in a while. Then you can go into the newer games like Cold War. It's good, right? A lot of training you can do in there, a lot of weapons. But Call of Duty World War II takes the cake because they give you all the skins, all the characters, all the weapons. Man, it's going to take you about 120 days of playtime just to be able to get it all, and you don't have to pay a dime, unlike every Call of Duty that's come forward after. This you gotta pay for. This is all free. You just gotta play it and earn it. Absolutely phenomenal. I wish this game would make a comeback. Now, if you're gonna play with cross-play on, you've got to remember that if there's a PC person in your lobby, they could be cheating. The same thing with PlayStation. The PlayStation 5 is hackable. Those guys are on PlayStation because it's hackable. So you might as well just know that they're all cheating too, just like PC. So you might as well turn that crossplay off and know that it's going to be legit playing. If you leave your crossplay on, you start losing. Hey, you already know. Any crossplay game, cheating. If you turn it off, you don't got to worry about it if you're on Xbox, because you can't hack the Xbox. Now, on to this note. Now we're going to get into the nit and the grit. You need to make a loadout for a custom match with a sniper. You need a sniper for me to give you that center crosshair. Okay? So, go into a custom match, find a weapon that's a sniper. If it's a pre-made loadout, that's all you need. If they don't have a pre-made loadout, go equip a sniper and let's hop into the game. Here we go. Make sure there's no bots on, so turn your bots off if you have any on, and start the match. Now what you're going to be doing on your controller, you know, your start and back button, you want to get a clear piece of tape and cut it out to the same size as that circular button, the back button or the start button, okay? And then on that piece of tape, before you cut it out, get a blue pen, red pen,
fire
green
at will,
pen, black pen, whatever colored pen you want, and draw a crosshair on them. Dotted lines, however you want your crosshair to be, draw a crosshair, then cut it out. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do. Monitors
bring the war to them and bring it hard.
Certain monitors come with this. Other monitors don't. People who are on TV don't have this option. But you can have it now. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to a flat area, and then you're going to focus in on the scope. You are centered right now. This is your center. Without touching nothing. We're just aiming in. This is center. What you're going to do is push in the heartbeat. So you're going to push in on the left stick. And it goes into where that scope doesn't move. Where those 4 crosshairs meet up, those 4 lines, put that piece of tape right in the center of it. My monitor comes with this. So now wherever you look, it is showing you dead center mass where you need to shoot. So when you're running around, you always want to be at this dead center mass. The only time you're not running around like this is when you see somebody laying down. You gotta aim at them. Other than that, most people are center mass with you right here, right? So I'm already there. No matter what I'm doing, I'm always here. The only time my weapon's ever gonna come down is when I have to shoot at them because they're laying down or because they're crouched. Okay? So you need to have that there because people can go to GameStop or Walmart, Best Buy, and go buy a laser point shooter that will laser point the crosshair right on your monitor or TV for you. But here you can just do it for free. So put it on there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to end the game. And we're going to load up bots. And I'm going to teach you how to
job
get
today.
The perfect
some chow,
aim.
some rest.
Okay? There's a lot of people that have never practiced to get good at aiming. They've always used a weapon and they're just spraying because they know they have 30 rounds in the magazine. Well, if you take that option away and make every shot count, now you're forcing yourself to aim. Right? You don't want to be that guy that's got a 30 round magazine and you end up spraying most of it on one person to get one kill. And then you get caught in a reload and die because you got no aim. You don't want to be that person. And if you are that person, you're going to change that now because now you're going to be able to develop a very good aim very quick, especially with that crosshair on there. Have you ever been in a game of Call of Duty where you were crouched and if somebody came around the corner and automatically beamed you and you're like, I shot first, and you're like, he should have been dead? No, he shouldn't have been dead. That's because when you were sitting there, you have a hitbox in this area here. Okay? When somebody's moving and they have a hipfire build, they have a hit scan and a bigger hitbox. So that means when they came around that corner and they beamed you, that's because their hitbox is bigger. You're dead, they're not. You got to understand that's how that works. So when you're camping, it's better to be moving while you're doing it. Anyways, load up your bots, and when you want to train, the best way to do it is the same way it would happen in a game. There's normally 8 people in a game of free-for-all. You can put the bot difficulty whatever you want, but if you're new, put it on recruit and get used to the movement, get used to your sensitivities, start leveling them up 4-4, 5-5, 6-6. Get used to them. Play 1 or 2 games, then increase it. Play 1 or 2 games and get to the sensitivity that you enjoy the most. Now, I got my bots on a mix, so we got some noobs, we've got some okay people, and then we're gonna have the killer aimbot crackhead on here who's just gonna straight beam us. And I'm the 8th person, so now we're gonna start it up. And what we're gonna be doing is using the pistol only. The pistol forces you to aim and make every shot count. What that's gonna do is when you naturally get good at that forced aim and forced shot, that when you start using a weapon that has a 30 round magazine, you're gonna be so quick with brap, 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 that you're gonna get 4 or 5 kills per clip, then a reload, right? You're not gonna be the guy who's gotta spray a whole clip to get 1 person or 2 people, or 1 person, and you have to reload every single time because you've got the better aim. And that means you're going to get more kills rather than the person who's got to reload every time after they kill somebody because they've got terrible freaking aim. And then they're dying because they're getting caught in the reload. You don't want to get caught in that reload. This stops you from getting caught in the reload because you're using less ammo in those closer engagements because your aim is always on point because that's how you practice. And it's going to be a game changer, and I'm going to show you that right here. We're only going to use a pistol and get good with it. Get really good with it. Then when you get good with it, what you should do is put all the bots on veteran and run around with a pistol. And when you get that positive KD where you felt like it was easy, switch it up and put a weapon on and find out what happens.
Free for all. Fire at will.
Now we're going to be running with our pistol, right? You got to build that aim up. And then when you make a hip fire build, oh man, and you got that crosshair is already lined up, like you're actually moving like
advance
this.
And take position.
That crosshair allows you to run like this. Like that. Alright, buddy. And that's knowing how many kills. Just turn around and shot that guy. I don't know why I didn't. I got the aim for it. Now I reload. Nobody's coming. I knifed him, man. He was weak. I don't really knife, so I'm always in a die with that. I don't hardly ever knife. See, if I would have knifed him, it would have been okay. Now, once you have the aim down, right? Once you feel like you got the aim, what happens is this. Stuff like this is just going to be coming to you natural and easy. Like, your aiming is always going to be on point. So you're always going to be using less ammo than the guy who has to spray and pray. that's how you get your aim. And I automatically have a crosshair, so it's easy for me to get the aim I'm looking for, because I'm already dead center. So that is it for the video. I'm just gonna finish this up. What are these guys shooting at? King, that's like the crackhead right there. He's a beast, but you gotta be on point.
Enemy care package observed. Stop there and resupply.
Should stop straight.
Fall back! Recon aircraft ready.
I knew there was somebody else there. Don't use score streaks or none of that stuff either. Oh, he's dropped shots too. Okay, GG.
Good job today.
If that is how you get that aim.
And some rest. You earned.
Use the pistol. Use the pistol. When you use the pistol, you end up using less ammo because your shots are always on target because you're so used to aiming and just not hoping for the spray and praying. You're gonna get more kills. You're gonna have less deaths, and you're overall going to have a better experience while playing Call of Duty. And it doesn't matter if you're going to play cross-play or cross-play on or off. Just go play and have fun. Just keep in mind, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. I would go into zombies and only use a pistol until I died. Then when I got bored of that, I would go into the multiplayer, well, not multiplayer, but the custom matches and cycle it all around. But that is how you get the perfect crosshair. And if you put on attachments for hip fire and you're running and somebody's camping, like I said, you're going to beam them. You also have to remember, too, that your safe screen, you know, when you expand it out to the borders, right? I don't know if these settings have it here. let me go to settings. Safe area. You see this safe area? If you expand it all the way out, you just enlarged everything. So when you run into the door, like, man, I was inside. No. Because you made it appear bigger, you thought you were inside. But in reality, it's much more smaller. So you gotta shrink in the safe zone. You gotta shrink it in. And then that way it's smaller. So you know you're in that area. You know you're at level with it. You know you're at the perfect head glitch where they have to beam you in the head to kill you and you're killing everybody else. Shrink it in. This too. Shrink this stuff in. When you make it appear bigger, it appears bigger. Turn your vibration off. But the safe zone, you don't want it spaced out. Bring that all the way in. Your hit boxes and hit scans. You got to remember that when you use a scope. As you see, I don't use a scope that often. Unless I'm going to snipe. But on my weapons, we're iron sight. Because if I have a scope on and I shoot at your head and I go past it, it's not going to hit you. But with an iron sight, if the bullet's going past your head, it's actually going to hit you in the head. Because that's because of the hitbox. With a scope on, that's not going to happen. I'm going to blatantly miss. So, at long distance, with an iron sight, I'm going to beam you. Boop, boop. You're dead. Iron sights have a bigger hitbox and a hit scan register rather than a scope. And then you got to remember that when you scope in with a weapon, when you're running and you got to scope in, the scope has to register and then your bullets are shooting. Have you ever played a game where you've done that real quick and shot, pow, 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 and it looks like your bullets are going at a strafe run towards it, like they're going like this, like a sideways? That's because it's got to register with the ads. Aiming down sight through the scope all comes into play. And you got to remember, that's a 0.11 of a second, right? So we're talking in milliseconds. But if somebody just has an iron sight on, pow, you're dead. You're dead. Or because you were using a scope, right? And even though you shot first and got the hit marker, you've got to be more on point with the hit marker. I can be aiming at your chest but still hit you in your chin. And I'm getting the headshot kill for it. I'm putting more damage into you. Understand that. Understand how the weapons work in Call of Duty. Alright? So, that is it for this. And in the next video, we're actually going to get into some gameplay topics and how to counter certain things in the game from happening towards you to where you can achieve the overall end goal of whatever you're trying to achieve. That will be for the next video. If I have helped you, please leave that sub. I will provide a link to the Discord and to our Reddit page if you're interested in reading anything. And everybody out there, thank you for watching. Stay safe and be blessed.